Hi Scorpio, welcome to your week ahead taroscope with me, Raphael from Radiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, these readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant sign, although there's no astrology in these, so check them out for all three so that you can find out which part of you I resonate with most as a reader. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance, and I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So for your key to the week this week, and I just want to say, if you are a continued subby, you know Rafi loves you, and if you're new to my channel, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and it resonates, hit that subscribe button. Your key to the week this week is the Hierophant card. So as an overarching energy or theme, this week you are working with or towards interacting with larger institutions and governing bodies. And it's also, this week, it looks like in all of these different sectors that we're about to look at, you are opening up or expanding your rituals and your routines, the things that you're doing on a day-to-day basis, those smaller habits that feed into the larger ones. There's something here that I also feel that you're mimicking from somebody else that you see does something really well, which I think is great. Right, you know they say emulation is the highest form of flattery. For your actions and options, you have the Page of Wands. So you're getting into it this week. And what I like about this, I think for a lot of you, you're starting to turn your creative ideas and endeavors into something more solid. For a lot of you, this could be that you are aligning with a larger institution or a governing body of some sort. Maybe you're taking an idea out of the idea stage and really starting to give it form as its own entity, company. You know, you're turning it into something real, something more concrete or solid. With that Page of Wands as well, the feeling that I get from this is some of you are taking some kind of remedial action this week, but it is on like a healing level. So this could be something like physiotherapy. I'm definitely seeing a lot of you doing something along those lines. It's something very physical, very active, but it has a remedial or like a almost like a medical slant to it. The only thing that I can kind of deduce is this would be something like physical therapy, you know, not a chiropractor or anything like that, but something along the lines of physiotherapy or physical therapy. You know, those two things are really, really coming to mind. Now, in terms of the options that are available to you, that Page of Wands suggests that this is a week of fun, a week of pleasure, a week of enjoyment. That kind of clashes somewhat with the overarching energy of the key to the week, but it may very well be that you find the sweet spot between work and pleasure. So for your communications and conversations, you've got the Devil card. So let me bring that right up so that you can see it. I love this deck. It's quite dark, which is unfortunate because you can't really see the images so well when they're further away, but they are beautiful. The Devil card in your communications and conversations. First of all, the overall tone of your communications, especially with the Hierophant card, there's a frustration here because you seem to be coming up against some kind of red tape. So it's like whatever this larger institution is that you're having to interact with or authority figure, I do think it will be an institution though versus a person. You're meeting some kind of red tape and it's like, there's a part of you that's almost saying, you know what, this is ridiculous. Like, this is fucking antiquated, quite frankly. Why are we having to go through all of this rigmarole? There's something about this that doesn't sit right with you because it seems to be taking too long for all the wrong reasons. Fair play to you. If you can streamline the process, do so, because it means you'll be doing so for the people that come after you. For those of you that are studying or in some form of academia, look, you might come up against the establishment or the institution this week. You might hit a rule, a regulation, or possibly even a structure of study, or even the overall tone and viewpoint of how you're studying the subject might be very skewed and one-sided. This week, get creative, raise the, ring the alarm. You've been doing this too long. Sorry, I couldn't resist. If you know, then you know. Jokes aside, there's something about this where I don't know if it's necessarily a whistle blow. I'm not sure, although that is a possibility. But it does feel like there's something here that you come up against where you kind of say, yeah, no, the way that you're teaching this, or the tone of what you're teaching us in this subject is actually one-sided and skew with, and I don't like it. For those of you that are employed by somebody else, this I think is where you're going to clash with a boss. And you're likely to clash with your boss because you can see that this person is either out of their integrity, or the chances are, like, let's say you work in what we call them an off license here in the UK. Let's say you work in like a bric-a-brac shop and you know that your boss is stealing money from the shop. You know, what do you do in that situation? Because it can get quite dicey, right? If that is the case, I would say go right over their head to the person who is their boss. All right. For those of you that are business owners, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, people that work for themselves, this week it looks like you're getting creative with some of the things that you do within your business or within the scope. For a select few of you, you might have a moment where you get kind of frustrated because something that you're doing just feels like it's always the same. So you're like, you know what, fuck this, we're going to chuck this bit out and we're going to put something brand new in. I am going to say, like, don't go too crazy. And if you're thinking about aligning your business with a larger entity, just consider what it is that they're going to want from you in order to form that alliance. Okay, I'm not saying it's a bad idea. I'm just saying be clear on what you're expected to give so that way you can make an informed decision. For those of you that are retired and no longer working, this is where you are called in as the big gun. All right, like this could be where maybe like a niece or a nephew, a grandchild, or maybe even one of your children calls you in as like, well, you know, I'm telling them because, you know, they're going to take my side. And I got to be honest, I kind of feel like you're going to be in between a rock and a hard place. It's like damned if you do and screwed if you don't. Something that you kind of need to temper here, because it's like, okay, how do I manage to tell you that you're wrong, even though you've come to me, you know, seeking my approval or whatever, and I can't give it because you're in the wrong. Just be mindful how you navigate this, because there's a chance this could be like stepping in some dog poo. You know, it's like, it's not only annoying and smelly, but there's always a chance that you're going to drag it in through the house. For your love and relations, you've got the World card. Nice. I mean, look, the World with the Devil. For those of you that are partnered, married, or in long-term commitments, this could be that you and your partner, maybe you go to do something, maybe go to your favorite restaurant or whatever, and then you kind of just have this moment of like, why are we doing this? I don't even want to go here anymore. There's something here about your traditions or things that you do, but it's like they become uncomfortable now. So you're seeking new input or new stimuli. For those of you that are single, if you are meeting someone, I'm going to tell you about this person's characteristics. There will be an age gap between you of at least 5 years, plus or minus, either way. And this person is very likely to be what I would consider a straight lace. Nothing wrong with that. I just think it's a very different energy to what you're used to, and maybe that's what you need. But either way, I'm intrigued by this. I really am. For your money and materials, you've got the Six of Swords. So finances are improving. For those of you that have applied for money, finances, loans, bursaries, all that kind of stuff, the money that you have requested is now finally going to move. Whatever the delays have been, it starts to go ahead now. All right, so you'll start to see it kind of coming in. If you've got your own business and you've had, you know, problems or issues around cash flow, it'll start to come in. I am going to say with the World card here in the lovers sector, I wouldn't be surprised if it actually kind of gets, you know, it's like one of those things where you have nothing for a while and then you have everything all at once. It might be a bit of that kind of feast or famine energy, so just be ready. For those of you, when it comes to your physical health and vitality, the Six of Swords can be your nervous system, but it can just as easily be your blood. And because this comes up with the Hierophant card, I am not tempted, but I am going to say to you, if you've had any problems or issues with, you know, I'm not a doctor, can't give you medical advice, this is not that. If you've had any issues or problems with the throat, bleeding from the throat, etc., all of that stuff, go and get yourself checked out. Have your thyroid checked, but also have your overall hormone balance checked out as well. And then finally, when it comes to your home and environment, the Six of Swords suggests that the quality of connection and enjoyment that you're having within the home improves this week in some way. This also suggests, for those of you that have had problems with the structure of the home or the mind your business, Siri, no one's talking to you. If you've had problems with the structure or the foundation of the home, this week it looks like you will get some good answers about how to proceed with that. So I'm intrigued by that thought as well. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic week. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.